For those of you who like to keep count, I went down 46 squares into the earth. All right, so it's daytime. I hear something splashing around. Friend or foe? Foe. Let's see if we can hop in the boat and get away from him. Ah, boats are slow to take off. Haha, see ya, creeper. Actually, will I? Yes, I can outrun him. All right, and so we'll say goodbye to that little temporary shelter, and we'll keep heading out off in a direction. Just want to double check my compass. Yeah, still heading mostly away from my original home. Recall that your compass always points at your original spawn point, or at least it does in Minecraft Beta 1.3. Seems like in some future update they may change the bed's functionality so that if you go to sleep in a bed it changes your spawn point, and I'm not sure if and how that would affect your compass. Got some usual tree-like scenery on the left, or excuse me, on the right. Lots of desert on the left and in front of us. Still haven't seen any snow. Still haven't seen any pumpkins. And it looks like this might be a dead end water-wise over that way, so I am going to sail out into what appears to be more open ocean in this direction. There are some very big trees in the world. Like, look at this guy. I'm a long ways away, and that looks like one big tree. I'm kind of surprised. So far I haven't seen anything too incredibly interesting. Maybe I've gotten a little overstimulated looking at some of the Minecraft websites where people show, crazy things that they found at their spawn point and just, have pictures of awesome landscapes. And so I've gotten so accustomed to seeing just the best things that people tend to post that I've forgotten how much humdrum everyday stuff there is. But we continue to generate more world in front of us. And eventually I'm sure we'll come across something that's pretty interesting. This sand looks like it might be resting on nothing at all. And so I am just curious. I'm going to pop out of my boat. Yeep. Just so that I can walk over here and go, oops, let me pick up a different tool. Ha! And watch some of the sand fall down. Alright. That was only mildly amusing. Continuing on. Here's an odd little looking formation. Gonna hop out for a minute right here. Only because I was so surprised to see the sheep there. It looks like there's one piece of dirt. And so I imagine the sheep must have spawned there, or possibly over there. And then just walked or swam over here. There isn't a whole lot of dirt around, so I was surprised to see the sheep. More reeds. Another cow. A lot of desert around here. Still haven't seen any clay in this world either. Actually, I think the only time I've encountered clay in any of my games was in a little game that I just played like one day of and then decided I didn't like the world. So I deleted that world. How are we doing on time? Still midday. More trees over this way. You may ask what I'm looking for, and apart from pumpkins, or possibly snow, I don't really know. It's one of those I'll know it when I see it kind of experiences, I think. The other possibility, of course, is maybe we'll be sailing across the ocean and all of a sudden hear a ton of monsters below us, in which case we could go on another diving adventure. Hello, piggies! Oh, here's an interesting looking kind of cove or bay. I want to at least peek in here. Kind of an unusual cave opening right there. Nice little bay. Looks like I can sail on through it. Kind of a tiny bit of a waterfall that's kind of running out into here. This would be a nice place to have a spawn point, lots of exposed coal. Easy start to the game. Alright, still haven't seen anything that really tickled my fancy yet, so we'll keep on sailing. And I apologize if this video is a little slow, but I'm hoping that we'll find something interesting, and then we'll have a place to maybe settle down more permanently than we did for just that one night in the other place, or other two places now. I've never tried playing Minecraft with this kind of nomadic existence, and that was one of the reasons I took all the wheat with me. It's basically to have a food supply that I could stack in my inventory. You can use wheat to make bread, and loaves of bread give you a couple hearts each. So I've got plenty of food. Here's a nice piece of flat land. Lots of trees. Yeah, I haven't seen kind of plains that flat with that much land before, right here on the water. But still not what I'm looking for. I've seen a lot of this kind of biome. Forests with a few different types of trees. More reeds out here. Alright, it looks like if I want to keep sailing, I'm going to have to go this way. Is that clay? No, I think it's just some stone up against the sand in the water. I'd be curious to know, for those of you who've played a number of worlds in the game, what your favorite kind of place to live in is, in terms of landscape. I know some people like the snow just because they can pick up snowballs and do fun things with snowballs. And I think most people don't like the desert, at least to start, just because there aren't many trees and it's hard to get the right resources for getting started. But at the same time, sand can be fun. You can make lots of glass. And as we saw on that little island that I took a little chunk out of, you can always find some floating sand and then knock it down. This is interesting. It looks like we're right on the edge of a kind of biome boundary here, where it's desert on this side and dirt on this side. I want to take a closer look at that. How are we doing on time? Where is the sun? It's setting again. That's interesting. Is that a cave entrance, or? I think it is. Although with sand above it, that looks pretty scary. I have to take a closer look. Yeah, a small one. Nah. Nevertheless, with the sun going down, I'm going to have to find either somewhere to make a shelter, or be willing to risk just kind of sailing out more through the ocean at night. Which I could try. It's unlikely enemies would be able to get to me, but at the same time, I don't think it'll make good video. Here, a spider. Don't see one. Could be down under me somewhere. I only heard one. If I heard tons of them and thought there might be a dungeon, then that would be a good excuse to go diving down. Sorry about that. The video cut out on me for a minute, but I'm just a small ways from where I just was. But I think that this is clay over here. And so I think my plan is I'm going to build a temporary shelter somewhere right around here for the night, and then when we get up in the morning we can gather some clay and then sail on if we choose. So I'm going to do that. I won't record it because I'm just going to burrow into the hillside here and do something trivial and sufficient. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. Have a good night.